and I give the floor to the representative of the Russian Federation.
Госпожа председатель.
Madam President, we welcome the statements of the representatives of the elders at today's Security Council meeting. Nobody would doubt the need to strengthen the multilateral foundations of international relations, the importance of protecting and developing them at the central global negotiating platform, that is to say in the United Nations and its Security Council. We listened very closely to your assessments. They're interesting, including because in your time you had the opportunity to work on the tasks facing the UN as well. Mr. Lakhdar Brahimi made a contribution to resolving complex crises in Afghanistan, Iraq and Syria, and also to the development of new approaches in the sphere of UN peacekeeping. Ms. Mary Robinson is a recognized guide in the promotion of human rights in her homeland and also around the world. We note your principled stance on many issues. We also welcome the presence in the chamber today the other representatives of the elders, Ms. Ellen Johnson-Sirleaf and President Sidili. Madam President, the contemporary system of international relations is going through a period of deep-rooted transformation. A multipolar world order is being established. In global and regional affairs, new centres of economic development are raising their profile, and this is an objective trend. At the same time, we are forced to note that of late, instead of establishing equal cooperation, we are butting up against attempts to artificially divide countries by rank into those who allegedly are behaving correctly and those who are breaking the rules. At the same time, those that advance the so-called rules-based order often fail to explain what specifically these rules are and why specifically they are necessary. Given that we have instruments of international law, including, first and foremost, the UN Charter, which contains clear obligations for states, we see in such actions an effort to monopolize the development of important decisions for the international community and the desire to impose upon everyone else their vision of the further development of international relations. Even more regrettable are the attempts to present the ideology developed by a group of specific states as a guiding compass for all of humanity. These values are then advanced as a counterweight to any other ideas about the world order or the makeup of other sovereign states. Those that don't agree face sanctions or even the use of force. This sort of patronizing approach serves only to further divide the international community. Moreover, as practice has shown, it doesn't help resolve the pressing problems that affect absolutely all states, with no exception, nor does it help resolve conflicts, many of which have been going on for decades and lead to the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people. Madam President, we are confident that the basis of genuine multilateralism is the mutually respectful and equal interaction of all states on an ideology-free and depoliticized basis. That is the only way to strengthen mutual confidence, to improve the atmosphere in international relations, and to ensure the predictability of humanity's development in the face of global challenges. Focusing on whose values are better or worse is fruitless, in our opinion. We simply have to acknowledge the existence of different values, to take them as a given and take them into account. decisions will be more robust and more viable if they are developed by everyone upon whom their implementation depends. We must strive to collective efforts and to achieving the broadest possible agreement. The United Nations, its General Assembly, and the Security Council are universal platforms that are genuinely multilateral. Their authority is recognized by all, and it is strengthening their central role in international affairs rather than looking for alternatives, which is where, in our view, we will find the solution to many contemporary problems. Madam President, taking into account the division of labour that is enshrined in the UN Charter, the Security Council has unique functions to consider questions of international peace and security. We are convinced that, despite the vastness of the agenda, at the centre of its discussions should always be matters related to the settlement of conflicts. It's well known that we take a cautious approach to bringing other subjects into the Council that are only indirectly linked to the intended mandate of its work and which are considered in other UN platforms. Our view is that the Council's decisions should always take into account the principles enshrined in the UN Charter of non-interference and the sovereign equality of states. Using the Council against some legitimate governments that have found disfavour with whoever it may be is unacceptable. The experience of the last 2 decades has repeatedly shown that such steps have never brought about peace or prosperity for peoples. In conclusion, we would like to urge our colleagues on the Council to always strive to produce decisions that take into account a mutually acceptable balance of one another's interests. This is quite simply essential if we are to overcome the crisis of confidence that is plain for all to see. For our part, we can assert that Russia is committed to an open, honest, and equal dialogue and stands ready to work hard to find common denominators. Thank you for your attention.
I thank the representative of the Russian Federation.